And in our School Zone coverage tonight, the newest classroom down in Monmouth isn't like any you've probably seen. Check this out. This is a yurt, a traditional tent-like house that was used by nomadic tribes in Central Asia around Mongolia. But the one you're looking at is in Monmouth, Illinois. For the past few years, the Monmouth College Educational Farm has let local elementary students visit for some hands-on outdoor learning. But for K through 3rd graders at Lincoln Elementary School, it took nearly 1 hour to walk there and walk back. And that is where the yurt comes in. This new outdoor classroom space is covered and it's heated, so students can spend more time there, making the long walks even more worth it. And joining me now to talk about this is Craig Vivian, co-director of the Monmouth College Educational Farm. Hi, Craig. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to start with what the yurt is like. I mean, what does it look like inside, and what kind of things and tools are available to the kids?
Great. Well, thank you so much for having me. So the yurt is, like you showed earlier, it's circular, so it allows for maximum utilization of the space. Inside, we have tables, chairs. We have many of the things you'd find in a classroom. Microscopes, different types of tools, rulers, things like that. But the thing that's interesting is that you can go out, of course, all around us. We have a greenhouse right next to it. And you can go out there, you can do your experiments, you can do your activities. It's in the middle of a farm that we have, a college farm. I'm co-director of that farm. And we grow blueberries, we have an apple orchard, cherries, corn, asparagus, all kinds of fruits and vegetables that we grow out there. So kids can go out, do experiments out there, do observations, and then come back in, and that's when they can take advantage of the tools that we have in there to observe, to analyze different things, and do measurements, things like that.
Okay, so I love the idea, I love the mission, and I am curious, how did you land on a yurt for this? Why do this instead of a traditional building?
Well, two reasons. One, we took about 4 years ago, we took a trip up to Wyoming to one of our partners, the Teton Science Schools, and they had a yurt there in one of their associated schools, elementary schools, and replete with llamas, and so we thought, oh, this is pretty neat, and came back and decided we're going to have one of these too, and two reasons. One, it is unusual. No children have never seen yurts. Most teachers have never seen yurts around here, and this allows them to look at what kind of domiciles people have in other parts of the world. Introduces them to Mongolian or upper plateau of Asia culture. We had an opening the other day, and we had kids come out. People come out, and we had little inspiration flags, things that usually in Nepal or Mongolia, little flags that you hang in front of a building, kind of wishing everyone well, but also being prosperous in terms of what you're doing there. And what we're doing there, of course, is learning. So we want our students to be optimistic and take everything they can away from this experience. And it's yurt actually in Mongolian means home, and it also means homeland. So one of the other ideas that we have, or ideals, is that students, because they can come there and stay there for longer periods of time, will start to consider this to be a home away from home.
I love it. In the few seconds that we have left, the college has an initiative called Tartans, which for those of you at home stands for Teachers Allied with Rural Towns and Neighborhood Schools. So how does this yurt help strengthen that partnership?
Well, a lot of our tartans, most of our tartans end up somewhere in this vicinity teaching, Galesburg, Macomb, of course, Monmouth, and other places. And this allows them, number one, to get the instruction, training, experience of working on a farm, a working farm, while they're here, and also then using the yurt to do their learning. They're doing some of the same. Right now, we have our classes, Monmouth College education classes, are going out there, starting to take advantage of. We have a weather station, one of the 300 weather stations around the world that that is collecting data. So we just had that installed. Again, the farm equipment, things like that. We have scythes. We use those to cut the grass rather than traditional lawnmowers. So giving them different experiences that they can then take to their schools when they go and teach out in the field. And the one thing that that I think that benefits them is being able to use what we've got to export back to whoever they're going to go. So they can take some of the ideas, probably not the yurt itself, but they can take some of the ideas that are there and export them into or import them into the schools they're going to.
Lots to be excited about. Craig, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you guys at home want to share this story, you can find an article on our website under the As Seen on TV tab.